Welcome, everyone. We are just opening the doors and everyone is coming in. So I just want to welcome you here as we get started. So just give me a few minutes because we are getting in there. Mm. Hello, welcome. Come on in. We
Morning.
are just getting started here. So everybody's just coming in. We're going to take a couple minutes. So good morning. Hi, Kelly. Thank you. Oh, Kelly, you don't have your glasses
No,
on.
because I'm in the middle of getting I'm running late. I slept
Ah!
I slept in and then I added a new thing to my routine. So it's like, oh, okay. So I am here. I'm just gonna go off camera for a couple of minutes. I can hear
You
everything that's going on. So
go
I'll
right
get my
ahead.
glasses. I'll go get my glasses on.
Ah! I didn't even recognize you. Welcome, everybody. Come on in. We're gonna just wait a minute here till everyone gets here. I'm not, they're all coming in slowly here. So, okay. So I'm gonna invite you just to get your space ready. I always begin with a little bit of a white sage smudge on my canvas. So you can see my canvas over here. I have it projected with my camera. Let me just turn my light on. I will spotlight that shortly, but okay. We still have people joining us. So we're just going to give them another minute. You might want to put on some nice music for yourself, light a candle. Hello, Joe. Welcome. Say hello in the chat, you guys. While we're waiting, say hi. Where are you from? I'd love to hear where everyone is from. Hi, Anna. So good to see you. Beautiful. Okay. So I do have a candle going here. I always have candles going, but just be careful. I have been known to start paper on fire too, but be careful with your candle. Of course, don't want to mother you, but yeah, we all have that. It creates that atmosphere of sacred space and clear intention. Okay. My phone is beeping. Okay, here comes Kristen. Awesome. Awesome. Joanna's here from Red Deer County. Yeah. There we go. Okay. I'm going to keep the chat up here. Oh, we have Utah. Let me just go back up. Alasia. Did I say that right? Alasia. How do you say your name? From Utah. Yes. Okay, good. I think that's important that you say names correctly. I knew that from teaching in the classroom that the students really, they hate when you mispronounce their name. And that's because that's who they are. It's their identity. Okay. I'm so grateful to have you all here with me. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you are new here or new to me, say so in the chat. Let me know who's new here, who's never been in one of my workshops before, or programs or masterclasses or whatever it is that I offer, just say hello, because I'd love to welcome you personally. And I have several of my beautiful women who are close to me. Anna and Kristen are here, and Joanna, who comes to lots of my meditations. And let's see, I can't see you. Karen, I recognize your name. Let me see who else is here. But anyways, welcome this morning. So I'm going to get going and get started here. And there may be people popping in. I got to reach over and admit them in because it's just me here. You get all of me. So my name is Janice of Soulfully Aligned Women. I started Soulfully Aligned Women back in 2017, I believe, or 18. I think it was 2018, when I published my book, The Creation Guild. And so much has changed and grown since then. I love the space we've created. Soulfully Aligned Women is a place for you to just, come and land and be in your soul. It's a place for you to deepen your soul connection. It's a place where transformation happens. It's just a place where you get to take a breath and breathe into your heart, into the spiritual side, and learn more about this part of you, because our spirit, our soul, when we begin to integrate it into our life and into everything that we're doing, I mean, that's a process. That's a journey of becoming, and it changes everything in our life. So it ripples out, and that light radiates out to everyone around us. So I offer workshops, meditations, certifications, programs online, and I also do in-person programs and workshops and that sort of thing. So this is the place where, if you want to deepen the soul connection, you're in the right place. This is what we do. And I have been doing this for over 30 years. Oh, Lori from Austin, Texas. Welcome, Lori. So glad you're here. Thank you for speaking up. Okay, so today we're going to do paint a prayer. We are going to paint playfully on the canvas, and then we're going to put a symbol on there and add a prayer in. And I'm also going to talk to you about the sacred primal energy within us, this sacred energy that is often called the divine feminine, and it is rising up very strongly in the world. A lot has changed and shifted for me in this whole primal energy area. For me, a lot of embodiment, and this whole embodiment part is really coming online. I'm getting such incredible guidance on where to go with my programs, guidance from the universe. And okay, let me back up a little bit. So really, I started learning about divine feminine probably about 3 years ago, and started really tapping into it, really digging in. What is this? What does it mean? And how does that, how does that incorporate into my spiritual journey? And so it's been a beautiful journey of awakening to this aspect of myself, this beautiful divine feminine. And what I put out at the end of last year, I spontaneously went, you need an app. So we have a Soulfully Aligned Women app. So you can download it from the App Store on your phone, iPhone or Android. And let me just add that person in, and access free content on there. And then I also have been putting my programs on there, so it's easy access for anyone in my programs. So I started off the year with Reclaim Your Radiance, which was a 6-week challenge, a 6-week program to create your own sacred practice, to deepen into your sacred practice. So over the 6 weeks, you got one big guided meditation to practice with all week, and then daily prompts for mindset, because the mind, the heart connection, it's all part of it. So we need to have that mindset. We need to also be incorporating it and opening up the heart. And with Reclaim Your Radiance, it was amazing. It was powerful. There was some really powerful messages coming through for us for our daily practice of reclaiming that beautiful light within you, that empowerment within you. And so as I'm talking here, I'm going to start painting too. So I'm going to actually paint, just play with warm colors on my canvas. So warm colors, meaning red, yellow, orange, and I'm going to spotlight my canvas for us all here. Okay, so we started with Reclaim Your Radiance. It was powerful. It's still available. It is there in the app. You can get Reclaim Your Radiance and take yourself through the 6 weeks. And then it was like, there's more. We need to do more. So I started to, we started Radiant Expansion, which was a 5-week sessions where we met every week. And this is where I really allowed myself to be guided for us. In Radiant Expansion, we deepened the journey of accessing this incredible, potent, primal energy. So we had a meditation that came through that was very, very powerful to activate and open up to this sacred divine feminine energy. And a sec, I'm not very good at talking and doing at the same time. This is something I have to really get better at. So we had this beautiful guided meditation. And then we went through a powerful meditation of reclaiming our soul gifts from our ancestral lineage and the women who are gathered in the other dimensions around us. And then we also had a deep soul retrieval. So we were reclaiming our gifts from our own past journey, past lives, past times in our own life. It was amazing. The reclaiming the gifts from our ancestral lineage was absolutely astounding of what came through for us. Let me see, what else did we do? We had the soul retrieval. Oh, and then we went into sacred union and the divine masculine, the sacred masculine, and the sacred feminine. And what does that sacred union look like and feel like in our bodies? So it was powerful. It was powerful. We had, energy activated and nighttime dreams activated, and took us all to a new level. And it has really opened me up so much more too. So it was incredibly powerful. So that's Radiant Expansion. And just, tapping into that deep divine feminine, the ancestral, the archetypes, like just being completely open and saying, I am open to more powerful, potent love. So when I paint with just warm colors, this first layer is just playful, just whatever. As I'm talking, I'm just throwing colors on without even really thinking about it. And it keeps it clean. So this is just going to be the first level, and then I'll let it dry and do another level here too, another layer of playfulness before we get to the prayer part. So what I'm trying to say is this has been a journey for all of us that were in the programs, as well as myself. It's also activated incredible energy within me, incredible messages coming through. And as I said, like my dreams have always been a big part of my life. And they have gone to a new level. And we've all been um, we've all been noticing the shifts and changes that are coming in for everyone. The awakening that's happening, your own personal journeys probably have things have shifted and changed for you. There, I'm just gonna let this dry and I can talk. You can keep playing and I'll talk. I'm just gonna let this dry here. Just a couple more things. It's deep orange. Like fire coming up. That's what it feels like. This divine feminine fire. All right. So what I've done and what happened in Radiant Expansion was a powerful shift where I just surrendered to what was coming through me for us. And I love the beautiful souls that journeyed with me through Radiant Expansion and trusted, because there wasn't a whole lot of information when we started Radiant Expansion. It was like, we're going to go deeper into this divine feminine, this primal, sacred primal energy, and let it bring it in and let it flow through us. And I'm not quite sure what's happening week to week, but oh my gosh, it just, the guidance was phenomenal. So Radiant Expansion is not going to be run live again, but it is there and can be purchased. You can purchase the recordings and enjoy that. Now, so where's this taking us? This, this primal energy, this source, divine energy, feminine energy, it's a deep dive into our more authentic self. It's into our more hidden parts of ourself, our longings, and maybe even callings that are coming from like really deep within us. And when we tune into this energy and get curious about it, there are so many incredible healings that can come through for us and awakenings. We go to deeper spiritual awakenings. So it's about embodying this energy, not just listening to the wisdom in our minds, but fully bringing that energy deep into our body, grounding it into our body, being open, being curious, listening to the wisdom of our body, listening to the wisdom centers within our body, our heart. And we do that a lot in Soulfully Aligned Women. We go deep into our heart and listen to that wisdom within our heart and open that gateway and do a lot of the mindset shifting awarenesses. And now we're being called into deeper levels of embodiment, deeper levels of wisdom. And This is very exciting. And the more I do this in a daily practice, as I move my body and I bring through embodiment practices, I bring that wisdom into every part of me, the more I become aware of how much it's needed, not just within me, but I see it in the energy fields around me, for the women around me. I see how we need to open up that embodiment practice. And when we look at all the feminine energies, the archetypes, the goddesses help us kind of come at this from a different perspective, come through a different opening so that we can see into the cracks and crevices and nooks and crannies within us that perhaps we didn't notice before. So we zero in to these different archetypes and awaken to them, and the journey, because it allows us to become more and more conscious. It's a journey to start to bring more and more of ourself. It's like it's a journey of becoming more authentic, more of our own truth coming through, more of who we are. And we maybe have been on this journey for a long time. We maybe have a spiritual practice that's come through. Oop, there's somebody coming in here. There we go. We maybe have been doing spiritual practices for a long time, but when we start to bring it in and embody it into us, bring that spiritual knowledge, that wisdom down through our bodies and activate that divine feminine primal energy up, it's like poof, it's like little explosions within your body of awakenings in a whole new way. So it's like I said, it's a journey of becoming more and more conscious of who we are, more and more of ourselves, the parts of us that have been repressed or suppressed or forgotten. And it all began in that radiant expansion. I wish everyone could take radiant expansion and then move forward too, but you don't have to have it. We are definitely going to go deeper. So when we take this journey, we'll be letting the mind go. We're going to stop trying to fix things or place it in a box, because we have to move with the energy, move with the fluidity of this divine feminine wisdom and allow it to flow into all parts of ourself, all our wisdom centers, all these aspects of divine feminine. It is so exciting. So we're going to be leaning into the language of our body wisdom, like pouring love into our body. We're following this energy, and that's been the message that's come through for me so clearly. It's like, where's the energy flowing now, today? What is going on? What is this higher wisdom, this beautiful divine feminine wisdom saying to me? What message is she bringing through today? Not yesterday, but today. Today, in this moment, right now, right here, where I am in this moment. And opening up to that, continually bringing it through in our bodies. We're pouring love into our body. We're allowing that high, potent love to move through us, to come in and not just be in our heart wisdom center, but to move down and to be in our womb center, to be in our root chakra, to be in our sexual center, to be in our belly, right? To allow that creative aspect of ourselves out. And all of this, allowing this love to move through us, to flow, to be fluid, to be open and curious, it brings in deeper soul awakenings, deeper spiritual awakenings, and more aliveness, more awareness. Like we're energized. This life force is moving through us and activating us all day long. And not just when we're in meditation, but as we move through our day, and it will touch every aspect of our life, our relationships, our money flow, our careers, our jobs, our gifts of what we're bringing to the world. Okay, I'm getting fired up. So we'll be turning the voltage up on life force. I'm just checking, making sure I'm not missing anything. Good. We're here. Okay. So once I get this layer done, it's still wet. I might have to dry it here in a minute. I'm going to go with cool colors and play with a few cool colors on top of it, like blue, greens, purples, right? But I need to make sure this is dry because otherwise it will turn into mud. And mud is good. Earth colors are good, but I just want to keep this clean and clear. So we're going to let this dry. Yes. Okay. So you know how sometimes you hear people talking about like, oh, people are teaching about spiritual awareness, spiritual growth, soul connection. But you can really feel, especially when you're sitting in a circle, you can really feel if they're just kind of saying the words or if they have fully embodied it within them, if they've not, that they've taken it in and this energy is what moves through their life. When they speak from that place of wisdom, from embodied wisdom, from heart wisdom, from soul wisdom, from intuitive wisdom that they've walked with, it's a transmission. It's an energetic transmission that is felt. You feel it, and you can feel it right through Zooms. You can feel it when you're sitting in circle. You can feel that energy. That is where we want to go. We want to trust and activate these wisdoms deep into our body, anchor it in, because that's what we're doing. We're anchoring in the light into the earth, not just in our mind, but in the voice of our soul, the voice of our body. We're turning up that voice of true full self, true intuition, true, turning up all the wisdoms of those parts of ourself that we have this high potent divine feminine love pouring through. So through, daily practice of activations, we can get there. And so where are you on your journey? Have you fully embodied it? Or are you on the path of embodying? Are you curious and open to bringing that in? And, combining meditation and heart activations with full embodiment of the energy. When I was in the classroom, as a classroom teacher for many years, I still wet. I knew there were kids that, and we talked about this, usually every September, we talked about the gifts that we have. Like you may be a learner that is, a verbal or auditory learner. You may be a visual learner. You need the images with it. You may be a kinesthetic learner, so you need to move with it. And I talk to the kids about, it's not about, oh, I'm a visual learner, so this is the way I have to learn. It's about enhancing every different aspect of how we learn, of how we embody it, of how we bring the teachings, the learnings into anchor into our bodies to really know it, right? And so that's what I feel is coming through. It's like coming through voice, it's coming through vibration, it's coming through body movement, breath work, visualization, full energetic intentions, like bringing it all together. into us and really, going, okay, I know this. I know this deep in my soul now. I know this deep in my body, in my bones, in my blood, in my energy. It's here. It's deep within me. And when we do this, we're shifting our beliefs of who we are and who we are, what we brought here, what we have to give. Everything we do in these programs is about coming into your most authentic self, your true self, your highest possible soul's expression, your fullness. And embodiment can totally change your spiritual practice, expand it, and just really, um, become a spiritual self embodied in this life, walk in the spiritual truth, right? Become the sacred vessel of bringing that energy into the world, not just talking heads about spirituality, about mindset shifts, about, patterns and blocks, but to actually feel it shift in your body. So when you say, I am divine, I I am love, when you've truly embodied it in to every center, every wisdom center, that is your transmission, not just an affirmation that we say in the morning to try and convince ourselves to believe that. But this is where the beliefs come in and and just, anchor in. And as the beliefs come in, that is when the shifts happen in your life, in your world, and in your practices, and everything you do. Your art will go to the next level. Your creativity will go to the next level. Your awarenesses of energy around you. In my Soulfully Aligned Creative Mystic certification, we go here. We go deeper into a deep soul journey over 9 months, and we shift into these deep levels of knowingness, of knowing what we're here to bring and why we're here. And the awakenings that come along with that are absolutely phenomenal. So what, as I'm going into my cool colors here, my turquoise and blues and purples, eat my purple. Oops. I want you to feel into that energy within you. Deep, this prayer that we're creating is a deep intention of going into a higher, more potent love, of accessing a potent love that is reverent, that is beyond any love between human beings, even a mother's love. Although mother's love goes super deep, this one is a beautiful, reverent, unconditional, non-judgmental love that we want to bring in and access more. One thing I said not very long ago, ooh, look at how that beautiful green goes against the yellow. This is phthalo green that I'm using, by the way. And this is actually a golden liquid green that I'm using on top. So I'm using some of my liquids, but I do also have turquoise in, this is a Graham turquoise. I just love Graham's color of turquoise. And it is a heavy body one. So I have both what you call heavy body paints, and in all different brands. I do like Liquitex too. And I also have the, more translucent liquids. So I bought quite a lot of different colors. I'm just going to play with this. So imagine bringing in more love. So I was just going to say what I asked for and wrote in my journal during a new moon was, I want more of this high potent love. You know, if you've ever had that experience in life of, which I'm sure you have, if you're here, where it's one of those epiphany moments, those moments when everything became clear, the moment when suddenly you felt oneness in the world, you felt the connection that we all have. You're like, oh my gosh, I I feel it. I know, I know the truth. The truth is here. And this I wrote about it in my book in one chapter of the moment that this pure, instantaneous awareness of how we manifest here on earth came through for me. And it came through in an instant, but the feeling stayed with me. And it was like, I don't want to move. I knew what I was looking at. I was sitting in my living room on my couch and I was looking at my table in my dining room. And all of a sudden, this awareness came through. And it's like, big potent awareness of how energy moves from the divine down into the physical and what happens and how much of it there is there for us, and how as that energy comes down and the vibration slows down to move into physical form, how we get in the way of it. And this all came clear in a split second moment, and I just didn't even want to get up off my couch. Like I just wanted to stay there. And because I was so full of this pure energy and it felt so good and it felt so loving. And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want to move. This is so beautiful. So anyways, I was like, I've had several of these, but I want more. I want more. Can I have more? Can we bring more of this beautiful, potent love in and access it? Why not? Why does it have to be? Most people go, well, you get that, once or twice in your life. Well, why? Why can't we have more? Why can't we access it more and be in that amazing, enlightened epiphany states more often? And so that was my prayer, was like, universe, I want more of this divine light to move through me. And I want to bring it through and feel it in my life. And so what you ask for, so it's been coming through. And I've been shown ways of how to access it, how to bring it through. And this is what we're doing in the next series called Ultimate Radiance. So from Reclaim Your Radiance to Radiant Expansion. And now we're moving into the Ultimate Radiance series. We are going to access this amazing, potent, and it's coming through as divine feminine energy that needs to come up and rise up in the world and ripple out. We need this. And looking at as the divine feminine rises, she calls in the divine masculine. We have a lot of shadow masculine in our world, and it's the women here that can change the world. It's the women that have the power to bring this potent, sacred, primal energy up from the earth, to bring it up, your Kundalini, your Shakti rising up and clearing away all other old energy, all other shadows, just clearing that away. And the women have an incredible natural power to this creation energy, the creation energy in our womb space. And as we begin to really call this in and open it up, we will create powerful changes in our world. We will create the change that the world needs. And so we're going to do that through different archetypes, activating the different goddesses within ourselves, because we really, really need to get past shame, blame, guilt, all of this stuff that is holding us back from being the most amazing, powerful creatures that we are in our divine feminine. And we all hold both divine feminine and masculine. And so we also, through the process of awakening our divine feminine, we activate our sacred masculine within. And as I said, as we do this, the sacred masculine rises up around us too, in the world around us. He wakes up, and this is what we want. We want to see that coming up, that sacred masculine who is here to support, to protect, to love in such a beautiful way, to cherish. And this is when we work together, when we love all parts of ourselves. So the first series coming up is next month. We start July 5th. And I know I had set a different date to some of you, but when I looked at my calendar, it's like, no, we can do this. We're doing July 5th, which is the new moon energy. And it is going to be Medicine Woman. We are going to go deep into Medicine Woman and awaken her within us. So Medicine Woman, let me just first of all bring it in real for you. It's like, were you the child that loved to walk in the woods alone? Were you the one that loved spending time in nature, in gardens, in the woods? I know I used to love to go out in the woods by myself and be alone with nature, be alone with the trees, collect rocks. Were you a rock collector, crystal collector? Do you have a lot of those in your house, right? Do you love thinking about the plants and the medicines that the plants hold? Because a woman can activate that within us. And so Medicine Woman, it doesn't matter how old you are, but Medicine Woman is the wise woman, the crone, often referred to as the witch. Now, when I talk about that, it's like she was the one that understood the energies underneath everything. She understood that the plants were here with not just healing that happened in a physical sense, but the underlying energetics of the plants. She is the one that knows the medicine of the earth. She's the energetic vortex that is within us, that is the deep wise woman. she knows, like she can feel and sense what's going on just below the surface. So when we work with medicine woman, we activate these parts of ourselves. We awaken to the shaman within us, the one who can walk with one foot in both worlds. She's powerful. And she also is, what can I say about her? She also is very connected to rituals. And when I talk about witch and rituals, we work in the highest divine realms here. So there's nothing dark or to worry about when we talk about witch woman. Wicca is all about loving the earth energies, working with the cycles and the rhythms of the earth. And so, yeah, so the wise woman, the medicine woman works with the cycles of life. She knows the cycles of birth and death. Women, we know, you know, the cycle of life and death, of birth, of beginnings, of lessons through life and death. We hold it all as mothers. We hold it all. And so this wise woman also knows that there are cycles, like in the seasons that we work with, the spring, the summer, the fall, and the winter. And she knows that in the winter, there's a lot going on. It's not dead time. There is so much going on underneath the surface in the energetic realms. So she is very connected to both the quantum and the earth. And she knows how to weave it through her life and walk with it. She knows the cycles of the seasons. She knows the cycle of the moon. She understands the cycles of women's bodies in our wombs and the blood cycles and, what we hold there. And she heals all those centers too. So if you are this is really a beautiful time. If you're feeling out of rhythm or out of sync with your own menstrual cycles, or you're in menopause and you're not able to get pregnant, or you're feeling disconnected with your body in any way, this is the energy to work with, medicine woman. And she helps bring everything into balance. There's a lot of womb wisdom there with her. Creation energy. We're working with creation energy. Yeah. Plant medicine, she can open you up to that. She's, deep connection with the elements of air and water and fire. And so if any of this is like, yes, I feel this in my body, she may be calling to you to say, let's work together, because there are parts of yourself where, you're afraid to bring forth, parts of yourself that you felt shamed for, you've pushed down, maybe your intuitive psychic connections, like all of that witch wound. We're going to heal that witch wound and allow you to fully claim, fully remember, fully activate these parts of yourself that are ready to come forward, come forth. And so this, this beautiful woman, she's often called to healing. She's often called to midwifery. She's very connected to women's circles, women's work, like any of these that activate within you and go, oh yeah, 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 then this will be a beautiful activating month for you. Like we just go in there, we wake up to her, we fully open to her, we call her in to say, welcome, welcome, show me where I need to heal, show me what needs to be brought out, what was suppressed, what was hidden that I forgot about. Bring that forward. And so then this part of ourselves, this aspect of ourself comes out, and we begin to walk with this authenticity of this aspect of ourself. So medicine woman is a beautiful archetype to be working with. Okay, I'm going to let this dry now. Letting this dry. And this is where too, if you want to play and put drips on here, actually, I'd like to do that. We'll do some drips and some stencils, maybe. You could put stencils on here. I am going to get some of this and some water. Let things drip a little bit. I also have, these are fun, if I have any left. These liquid paints. They're fun to put on here. So you can drip it on and then let it move. Spray it. I'm gonna have to use my hair dryer to dry this in before we add in our prayer. That one's empty. Okay, so then what we'll do, like we're gonna begin with Medicine Woman, and then in August, we're going to do a different aspect of divine feminine. So there are many, many different archetypes to work with. There's like dark goddesses, there's warrior goddesses, there's sacred lover, great mother, the mystic, like all of those different. This is not moving. There we go. And we're going to, in this series, we're going to go through all these different aspects of divine feminine and activate it within us so that by the end of like the 6 months of all these different focusing on all these beautiful different divine feminine archetypes and goddesses, we are going to be so much more in our own authentic self. This wisdom that we hold in our hearts and our minds that we know is going to be fully embodied into our bodies so that we go, this is why I'm here. This deep knowing of who I am, who my authentic self is. This is why I'm here. And I am going forth with more empowerment, a higher sense of worthiness, an activated Shakti within me, knowing that this is the change the world needs, is for all of us to step into this beautiful, divine, feminine part of ourselves. Okay. I have been rambling on here. I feel like I'm sitting in a room by myself, just going for it. Is this like you feeling it? Are you feeling it in here? Because we want to really feel it before we get into our prayer. And I'm going to give you a minute to, if you so choose, to add anything into the chat, anything that resonated with you. If you have any questions, and I'll let you do that a minute here. I'm going to mute myself and put my hair dryer on this to get it to dry for me. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to put an image on here that resonates perhaps with medicine woman, that resonates with divine feminine goddess activations. We could, the deep heart, you could do a heart on here. A symbol, you could do a bird, whatever you feel. Now, I didn't come in this with a plan. I'm just letting things kind of unfold as they will, but I'm almost just thinking, I feel that medicine woman is very connected to traditional medicines and plants and just shamanic ways. I'm almost thinking I might paint a teepee on here. I feel very connected to, oh, that seems right because I actually have a teepee. I won a teepee many years ago. We, as not several years ago, I had a group of women. We were meeting during COVID. We were meeting online we met for 9 months together. And one of the things we talked about was how important it was to gather as women, the importance of gathering and in circle. And that came through actually, first of all, it came through where Spirit was saying, okay, you need to go read White Buffalo Calf Woman, the story about White Buffalo Calf Woman again, because I was sitting in meditation going, what's coming up for us? Where are we going next month? How's our journey unfolding? And as I was sitting there, I just kept thinking about this. I have a beautiful book, Return of the Bird Tribes, and in there is the story of White Buffalo Calf Woman. And it's like, you need to go read this again. You need to go read it. And I didn't at first. I was like, okay, I'm gonna just sit here and meditate. And then that evening I went to bed and I picked up my book, opened it up, and it fell open to White Buffalo Calf Woman's story. So I was like, okay, yes, I'm gonna read this. So I read it, and it reminded me the 7 teachings, the pipe ceremony, and the walking softly on the earth and with reverence and respect. And it's a beautiful, beautiful story of White Buffalo Calf Woman brought the pipe ceremony to the Lakota people and reminded them because they had forgotten how to walk softly on the earth. So she brought these 7 teachings to them. And so I shared this with my group, and they're all like, yeah, we need to gather. We need to one of the girls said, oh, there's a teepee locally here at our college. Maybe we could go use that. And it's like, well, it's kind of public space. I don't know. But then I said, we need our own teepee. And it's, I was living on an acreage at that time. I had the space. I'm like, oh my gosh, this would be a great idea. So I had already done research. I knew we needed a teepee. And I declared it to the universe. I just said, you know what, universe, we need a teepee here. This is what we need. And one of the girls came across a Facebook post of Cree Star Gifts out of Manitoba was having a contest, a draw for teepees. You had to buy a ticket, you picked your number. And I was like, who has draws for TVs? We need to get a ticket. And she was like, nope, I already bought it for you. Here it is. Merry Christmas, because it was December when this happened. So September 21st was the day I declared we're going to have a teepee. December, she bought me the ticket. December 21st was the draw, and we won first prize. How's that for manifesting? This is the power of women. When we come together in circle, they all declared, yes, we need a teepee. Well, things happened, and anyways, they were taking a long time to get the teepee to us, and I wasn't even sure if it was actually going to come. And I'm going to start drawing a teepee on here. And so we ended up moving. My husband's health wasn't so great, and so we ended up moving into town, selling the acreage. And a year and a half later, the teepee arrived, but at that time I wasn't even sure, and so I didn't have anywhere to put it. But last night I spoke with a woman that is in my meditation group that came out for live meditations in town here through the month of June, and we had our last session last night, and she happened to say, well, she lives on a acreage, and we got talking, and it's like, I have a teepee, so I may have a place for my teepee now. It's just very exciting. So this is appropriate that I paint this today. Okay, so I am just going to, I need turquoise. I'm just going to play with this teepee and add it in. So that'll be fun. I'll be able to offer some local events in the teepee. But this medicine woman is going to be online, and we're going to meet July 5th in the morning. So this time, 10 a.m. And we are gonna then that's gonna be a big call, like get us activated, call in medicine woman for the month, and start to begin to learn how to work with her. And then you'll receive meditations, activations, like a PDF of journal prompts and activities, and like a small video from me the next week. So it'll be a pre-recorded video for the second one. So you can do it at your own time, but rituals and activities that will continue to activate this energy within you. That'll happen on the 12th of the month. And then we meet again on the 26th of the month at 10 a.m. So these are Fridays, and they're going to be online, 2 of them live, but they'll be recorded. So if you can't make it, it's okay. We will make sure you have everything you need and get all the recordings. And there may be more coming through. Like, this is the first one, so I am going with the flow. That's the minimum of what's happening. And so the rest will pour in. We'll see what else comes through for us. It's going to be potent. And I am very excited about taking this journey with all of you. And it's $222. I don't have the sales page up yet. It'll be coming up in the next couple of days, next day, maybe today. We'll see what we can get done. But yeah, we start next week, next Friday, July 5th. So super excited about it. And just lightening up around the teepee a little bit. And I think I'm going to decide if I'm going to write my prayer around the outside or inside the teepee. I think I might do it around the outside. But what I was going to say too about the teepee was I was given very strong messages from Spirit, very strong guidance of gathering with women in this teepee, that we come into the teepee, whether it's through meditation or an actual teepee, but we come in with to remember the power, the reverence, the power that we hold as working with this creation energy, because it is powerful and we need to remember to hold it with respect and reverence. And as women gathering, also, the gathering together is extremely important because it is about creating energetic vortexes of healing so that not only the women in the circle receive healing, but the earth does as we gather together in creativity and connection and meditation, that the earth receives this healing, and we are holding space for the world as the world is going through these crazy shifts. We're holding energetic space, and that this is actually what's keeping our world together, keeping us from total annihilation, is these circles. So these women circles that you see happening all over, so incredibly important, the work that they're doing. If anyone has any questions, feel free to unmute yourself and just ask. I know that July can be a busy time. I'm actually, that's what I love about my work. I can work from anywhere. I'm actually heading down to Mount Shasta for some sacred journey work. My husband and I are driving down the coast of Oregon, the Oregon coast, and we are going to end up in Mount Shasta, where I am excited to be teaching at a retreat and also enjoying some sacred time for myself. And yeah, so that'll be happening in July. I love using magentas in the warmer parts of the shadows. So beautiful. Okay. So this is also a really great space to add some symbols and patterns on the teepee. So I'm going to do a little bit of that. Let me think here what I'm going to do. This is where, if you create a sketchbook or something with all the different patterns and symbols on it, that's always fun to do. That you can reference, that you can use as a reference to go back to and go, okay, I'm gonna. I think we need red symbols, like the red tent idea. Mm. All right, just a few last finishing touches here. And then I'm going to start writing a prayer. So I'm going to deepen that base. Might have to do another one of these as a red tint. There we go. So the red tent was where women gathered, if you're not familiar with that, during their menstrual cycles, that it was a place of they went to the red tent because they were too powerful during their menstrual cycle to be near others, to be in the community. Women were not allowed to touch weapons, and especially when they were on their menstrual cycle, because of the power that was running through them. And so the red tent was where they gathered. And so there would be women of all ages there. And this is where they learned from each other. They connected in sisterhood. And the young learned from the older women, you know, the teachings about being a woman. And this is what we are missing in our community. As women, we need to gather together to activate this energy and share this wisdom with each other. I just need to get my pen working here. Give me a second. I don't want to tap it on there. Okay. So you can create your own prayer, or you can follow me, totally up to you. I had kind of written out a prayer, this idea. This is what we'll consider. So use these words or change them for what feels right for you. I always begin my prayers. I did a beautiful prayer course years ago, and I can't even remember the name of the lady I took it from, but it was absolutely gorgeous. But I always begin my prayers with thank you, because I'm prayers of thank you, prayers of gratitude for what I've already brought into my life. So I'm saying it's already here. I'm claiming it now. This is what I claim. So I have thank you, universe, for activating this beautiful, primal, sacred, divine, feminine energy within me. Thank you for helping me see this is of the highest divine essence that is already within me. I am ready to unlock my soul gifts, my deep wisdom, and to release my deepest traumas and deepest wounds. I'm ready to remove any unconscious blocks and patterns from this life and across all time, space, and dimension. I am so grateful in knowing that there is more love. I'm worthy of more love, and I am ready to embrace this love in my life. And so it is. Oh. So what I am going to do is I'm going to write this prayer in the background across, and I may add to it. Oh, that's still wet. I'm going to have to actually dry this a little bit before I start. So what is it that you're calling in? What is it, that you're thanking the universe for, because you're saying, I already have it. It's here. I'm I'm remembering it. I'm activating it. I'm bringing back, reclaiming the parts of me that I have forgotten. And so I start with thank you, universe, but you can start it in whatever way works for you. Thank you, God. Thank you, Goddess. Thank you, Source, Creator, whatever works.
Janice,
Yes.
hi.
Hi.
Are you going to put the prayer somewhere else? So I would love to copy your prayer because
Yeah.
it's so beautiful, but I cannot see it from here right now.
Yeah, of course. I will absolutely. I can absolutely put it in the email when I send it out, but I can also, let me just see if I can copy and paste it in here for you right now.
Because you
And you
have you have that beautiful writing and all the beautiful words.
Thank you. Well, and it doesn't fill the whole thing. I was like, do I keep going or do I just let it be? I just stop there. And so it is. Oh, so yeah, give me 1 second and I will find it and copy and paste it into the chat here. And I did kind of add a little bit too, but you'll find that once you start writing, you probably more will come to you as to what you need to write. Let me just access the chat. Where are we?
Thank you very much.
You are welcome. Good point. Well, and I did not expect to do a TP. That came through. Like, I love that. It was very timely for me. I hope that if you didn't choose a TP, you chose something that resonated with you, totally fine. Place where we gather. So I want to see, I'm going to remove my spotlight so I can see you guys. I'd love to see what you have. We only have 7 of us left. Oh, cool. Ah, a heart. I love it, Joe. Yes. Oh, great symbol there, Alicia. Alicia. Sorry. My sister is Alyssa. Sorry. So used to that. That is fabulous. I love that.
Uh,
Kelly, what is that, a lotus? I can't see. Oh, you're muted.
I put a feather on there.
Oh, it's a oh, now I can see it.
There.
Yeah.
Get a little closer, and then I put a bunch falling around
Oh,
beside
I
it.
love it.
And I stopped there because I'm tired.
Yeah, no, that's
So
okay. We're gonna
I copied and pasted.
Oh,
I can
Kristen,
probably it's
thank you for being here, Kristen. We're gonna sign off here in a minute too. So I just double check. Anybody else?
I did a flower.
Oh, perfect. I had actually thought of a flower like and as I came down here this morning, I'm like, what are we gonna paint? A heart or a flower? Something that resonates with our heart. And then it's like, oh,
Yeah, and that spiral here.
I love that everybody did their own. Yay. Yay. Perfect. Okay. Are there any questions or thoughts or comments before we wrap this up?
I have a question just for budgeting purposes.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's probably I already know it in my brain. I just wanted clarity. You said this is July, and then there's going to be one in August.
That's right.
So they're 2 separate courses. Is that what?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
kind of what I thought. It probably is. However, I wanted to just get some clarity.
Yeah. No, perfect. Thank you. Thank you for clarifying that for everyone. And will have 2 links in there. One is for in US funds and one is in Canadian funds. So make sure that if you're wherever you live is the one that you click on. Okay. So
Exchange.
yeah. I'm very very adamant the difference. So yeah, it's all good. And so watch for it. This will come out, the recording will come out in your email in a little while. And also I will send the link for the program. If you decide to come and join us, I would love to have you. You don't have to have any other courses behind you. You can just jump right in if it feels right. Or you can choose to go back and say, well, you know what? I'm going to go back and I'm going to get Radiant Expansion or Reclaim Your Radiance and work with those first. Totally up to you, but we will continue to keep going and activating this incredibly powerful energy that is within us already, this divine energy. And I look forward to what unfolds for us. So I just want to say thank you so much for coming here, first of all, and painting with me and bringing your energy here. I am so grateful to all of you. And stay connected because next month I will have another little art session where we talk about what's coming, or in July, the end of July, I'll have another art session to talk about what we're going to work with in August because I am just allowing that energy. I'm going with the energy. We'll see what comes through for us. So thank
Well,
you. Thank you, Joe. Big hugs to you too. Thank you.
thank you.
Bye, Anna. Bye,
Bye. Thank you.
Kelly. Bye,
Bye.
Cindy and Karen and Alicia. Thank you, thank you, thank you.